kind of things are you going to be doing?
Surfing.
That's absolutely fine. It's covered as standard. Was there anything else that you're doing?
Bull riding.
That you're not covered for that?
No.
This episode, we're in Costa Rica. Place called Pavones. It's one of the longest lefts in the world, and our heart's desire was to go and surf this wave and then bull ride. And so we were kind of travelling through Panama, first of all, to get to Costa Rica. It was some mammoth 6, 7, 8 hour drive on the main kind of highway.
I've been travelling with Frosty for 15 years, and literally he is the scariest driver that you've ever met.
Hello, I'm scared now.
Whoa, hello. The whole time my foot is slamming on the floor, it tests your faith, it brings out fear. Yeah, no, it's not great. I can't see much as I drive because he's driving so fast that literally everything's a blur. You know, lots of this stuff that we're going to get up to has been pressing the fear button inside my head.
What's your viewpoint on fear?
It's limiting, isn't it? When that feeling of fear jumps into my brain when I'm doing some kind of sport thing or doing something stupid, I'm having to turn that thing off.
Do you think it's weird how fear changed over the years as well? I think when I was younger, maybe I had less fear, I was less concerned about the implications, and I think actually when you're a kid, your brain develops in different ways, so you understand risk more and the benefits of risk rather than the understanding of the implications. I think kind of growing up, I was much more audacious at doing stupid stuff. But suddenly, as you get older, you almost, this sense of being safe kind of kicks in some ways, and you can almost live in a much safer mentality and actually stop taking risks. Do you think? Or not?
Yeah, no, I think that's probably one of the reasons we're on this trip, Frosty. Fear drives you to play it safe, as opposed to really go for it in life. After hours and hours of driving with the worst driver on the planet, we arrive at the border, and I think, thank the Lord, it's nearly over. We're about to enter Costa Rica. We're going to get to Pavones. This is all going swimmingly well.
So it's already been a long trip, but just now we've had the news that a hire car from Panama cannot cross the border. Therefore, we've now unpacked our bags. Rich is parking the car. We need to walk over the border and get a taxi to Pavones. We're going to go surfing tomorrow, so an absolute palaver.
So we're wasted. We've been driving so long, and when this thing kicks off at the border and we can't get through and our car is left, I'm just too exhausted to know what to do. I can't think of any resolves. I can't speak the language. You just got to go with it. You've got to roll with the punches.
The whole trip was in jeopardy. We were losing money quickly. We had to hire a taxi to go the 1.5 to 2 hour journey to Pavones, and we had no car for the rest of the trip. We felt a little bit gutted, but at the same time, I guess we were just trusting that something somehow would work out for us. We'd have some kind of great story to tell when we came home.
It's a mess. Frosty, it's a mess, mate. What kind of mess have you got me into?
Mate, you hired the car, your name. I blame that solely upon yourself.
Surely we should have checked.
You should have checked, yes.
Should have checked that we could take the car across the border.
Why didn't you ask this morning?
Well, because it was under your name. I came in to bail you out with your bloody credit card.
So we're absolutely shattered. We've had no sleep at all. But at 5 a.m. the next morning, as soon as there is a hint of daylight, Rich is kind of like a dog on heat. Can I say that or not? Dog on heat for surf, I was going to say, but is that kind of, what do you reckon is that? I think that's fine, isn't it?
It's time to wake up and hit the beach. I wanted to be the first on it because this is one of the longest lefts in the world, and I'm super, super excited. I'm saying, come on, let's get these boards organised, let's get down there. And wow, I mean, I was amped.
When you've read about something and seen it on YouTube, and then there's suddenly a moment you see what it's like. You see this wave just reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling. It was phenomenal.
So there's nobody out, clambering out over the rocks with Frosty.
All those hours in our car trying to cross the dodgy border was worth it as we finally reach these perfect waves.
one of the problems of losing the car was we had no transportation in Costa Rica. Therefore, how we're going to get to the bull riding, and this was a nightmare, because this is what the whole trip was about. We met this lady in the bar who said that her husband owned a bull ranch. We said, listen, we're trying to bull ride, and her reaction was insane.
So losing eyeballs and dying, two possible outcomes.
And when she mentioned that, there was a little thought that came into my brain, this is not such a good idea. This was reinforced by meeting her husband and him showing us the bulls and people riding them.
Turns out this guy has 4 or 5 massive bulls, and he has the Costa Rican champion coming to town that weekend. And he agrees to call this guy, see if he can come a day early to teach me and Rich how to bull ride.
We are idiots. Fear started to grip me, but I wasn't going to let Frosty see that. But I could feel the tension beginning to rise inside of me as I realised that this actually was going to be a reality. And the bulls are the size of Africa. Genuinely, all I wanted to ride was, you know, a bull the size of a goat.
So the bull riding is organised, the whole thing is set, we can begin to relax into this trip. And I have a little nap. Next thing I know, Rich has hired us 2 quad bikes. And the idea is to go and find some perfect waves just down the coastline to head down on the main road. But Rich says, no, 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 let's go on the beach. That will look really cool.
It's epic. Sun shining, surf's pumping. The tide's a little high, a little bit concerning.
I'm like, Rich, are you sure we want to be driving on the beach at high tide? Oh, yeah, it'll be fine, he says. And we head off, and the trees are overhanging, and the water begins to crash against the quads as we're zipping down the beach. And of course, with Rich, it goes wrong.
I get hit by this wave, and it just literally saturates the bike, the steam firing off, and I'm trying to restart it, it's going nowhere.
And it was so much fun to that moment of actually realising we're probably going to lose a quad on the beach. And I'm thinking, Rich, what have we done? And I had that kind of funny, kind of sick feeling you have when you think, oh man, we have been so stupid.
We try to push this bike up the side of the beach to try and get it out of the way. It was sketchy.
So Rich charges off to the local fishing village to try and get some rope.
If it works, you're a genius. Have you tried it again?
Still got it. No, I'm trying it now.
Okay, get it.
And amazingly, somehow, the towing works. The piece of rope is actually strong enough. And then there is that moment of absolute relief as I'm able to tow Rich along the beach.
And then I think this is my moment. I'll hit the start button, and sure enough, out of nowhere, this machine fires up. It's not worked for an hour, and now all of a sudden it's on, and like, whoa, the relief was incredible.
We start charging down the main road again, looking for some perfect waves. In Costa Rica, because it's this rainforest, when it rains, it really does rain.
We wake up the morning of the bull riding, and I'm so excited. We're going to get a surf first and catch up with him and just confirm the time that we're going to go. So we go past the bar, sure enough, he's there.
So the guy explains to us that because the ground is so wet, that the bulls can slip and break their legs, so we can't bull ride. We were gutted. In that moment, we've been chasing this dream of trying to test our fears, and yet we discovered that, once again, things didn't work out as planned. This was our last chance, and it was gone. So we've had a great trip, we've surfed some great waves, we've had a quad experience, but at the same time, we still had this kind of gloom, I guess, hanging over us because we hadn't managed to bull ride. The whole purpose of going to Costa Rica was to test our fears.
So we're heading home, and I saw at the corner of my eye this circus, and I said to Frosty, if we can't ride a bull, maybe we could ride a lion. And he looks at me and goes, genius.
Rich, that is stupid.
Walked up to the circus dudes.
We were supposed to bull ride today, but that got cancelled because of the rain. So we're trying to find something extreme to do.
And lady at the door gets this other guy to come forward called Al.
If there is something that we can do here that is extreme and we
If you
can...
want extreme,
Yeah.
I think you can do that.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, sure, come on in. So we're in this big top, this proper circus, and then this guy Al begins to explain the things that we can do. Stu says, yeah, sure, you can ride in the globe of death. We're like, that sounds cool. And the idea is you get on motorbikes, where you drive around and get up to speed, then eventually you're driving upside down in the globe. It looks epic. Now, at this point, I should say, I can't ride a motorbike.
Seeing Frosty put on the helmet as he stepped into the globe of death with zero ability to ride a motorbike is one of the greatest moments of my life.
Oh, so I climb this motorbike, and the two guys there trying to help me. I still have no idea how to ride a motorbike. And I'm sure I should probably try and learn on a road, first of all, rather than inside this cage of death. But they're going, no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine.
Oh man, this is a bad idea. This is a great idea, Frosty, you're gonna be fine.
Thanks, mate. And suddenly it hits me the reality of what I'm doing. I'm in a foreign country, in a circus, in the cage of death, on a motorbike. I think I'm gonna get really hurt here.
I'm sorry.
I completely bottled it.
What was that, mate? We're supposed to be here trying to do stuff and you didn't even go for it. If that's the best that you can do, then Harley Rider is going to step up.
So Rich is mocking me like, Andy, you completely didn't even try properly. But Rich, he rides motorbikes. So he gets in the cage all cocky, like, yeah, cage of death, I can do this. And then suddenly he discovers how difficult it is.
I start to rev and pull up and I keep stalling the thing.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Oh!
I can't even keep the bike going. So the dude says, this is your last chance. And I think, okay, I got to floor it. I got to go for it.
And finally, he revs up enough and he takes off.
I lean in and I start to go.
I'm shaking. I thought I was going to flip the bike.
This was stupid.
It was the most intense moment.
This could only ever happen in Costa Rica.
So next up was the Pendulum of Doom.
I mean, these names, they are not helpful. This thing is massive and high, and now I'm starting to freak out.
I go first, and the guy said there'd be a safety net. I think he was joking. There was no safety net. There was no harness.
How scared are you right now?
Mate, petrified. When this thing gets going, you find yourself so high up, looking so far down, hanging on for dear life.
Stand up straight!
And you begin to think, flipping it, this thing is scary. Mate, my legs are shaking like crazy. Being so high up, the nerves had got to me, the fear had got to me, and at that point I said, Rich, it's your turn.
But what happens if I land on this? I've got to throw myself far away, huh? Chairs. You know, I'm not convinced, boys. Now what? Whoa!
At this moment, I really am freaking. I am so scared.
Boys, I don't think this is how it's supposed
I
to be.
am gripped by fear. They're all shouting stuff at me in Spanish.
What? I can't understand.
I know I'm in trouble.
Shandy neck. Whoa. Oh, this is not good. Oh, what am I doing? Whoa, what am I doing? Is somebody holding this? Flip. What am I doing? Ooh. Chest. 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 Chest is out. Chest is out. I'm going all the way around. Am I going all the way around? Oh, I missed it. Mega. Oh.
Legs are shaking, heart's pumping.
It's the adrenaline, isn't it? Kicking in like...
Do you have a toilet here? I just scared stiff, and I just generally felt like I was going to fall out the side of it.
Until you get to the top and your knees are shaking like crazy, trying to focus on what you're trying to do in Spanish, and it's just so hard and like, I'm just so scared at the top. I guess experiencing fear in these moments, I realised just how powerful fear can be.
But as you let go and you trust that God's in charge, you can overcome those fears. And I think letting go is one of the hardest things to do in life.
As we live our lives, there are always going to be moments of uncertainty, when things don't go quite according to plan, when things go wrong.
But the beauty of trusting in God is that you allow Him to direct your life. You put your security and your safety in His hands. And that's been an amazing lesson for me to learn, and I think will make a massive difference for the future.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why don't you like it, subscribe, and maybe share it with one of your friends. Oh, we don't want to share it with our friends.
Get my turn. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it, and even subscribe.